Rome had not seen such a crowd in years. The air was thick with excitement, a mixture of joy, hope, and anticipation. People from all walks of life gathered in St. Peter's Square, their voices blending into a chorus of chatter and cheers. It was a day that would be written in history, a day the world would never forget. The sun cast a golden glow over the vast sea of people, illuminating the famous balcony where history was about to unfold. Millions stood shoulder to shoulder, their eyes locked on the spot where the new pope would soon appear. The energy was electric, hearts pounding with expectation. Then at last, the moment arrived. Stepping forward with calm confidence, Pope Tagle emerged. His presence was warm yet commanding, his gentle smile speaking volumes. He was more than a leader. He was a symbol of hope, change, and renewal. The crowd erupted into cheers, their emotions overflowing. This was the first Asian pope in history, a man who had already touched countless lives with his wisdom and humility. As he waved, a deep silence fell over the square, a collective hush as the world leaned in to hear his first words. His voice, steady and filled with conviction, echoed across the space, carrying a message of love, unity, and renewal. He spoke not just to Catholics, but to all people, calling for a church that embraced everyone, a faith built on compassion rather than division. He did not shy away from the challenges ahead. With great courage, he addressed the wounds of the past, acknowledging the pain caused by scandals and failures. But he didn't stop there. He called for real change, for accountability, for a church that stood firmly on the side of justice. His words carried the weight of history, but also the promise of a better future. Hope flickered in the eyes of those listening. Every sentence felt like a turning point, a call to action for both the faithful and the world. He challenged the church to do more than preach about love, to live it, to fight for the poor, to welcome the forgotten, to stand against systems of greed and inequality. His speech was not just that of a pope, it was the voice of a man who had seen suffering firsthand. Raised in the Philippines, he understood poverty, hardship, and struggle. He spoke not from theory but from experience, and that made his words all the more powerful. Yet, his vision was not without resistance. There were those who preferred the old ways, who feared change, but Pope Tagle stood firm. The church could not remain in the past. It had to move forward, to evolve, to truly reflect the teachings of Christ. He urged unity, calling for an open-hearted faith, one that welcomed all regardless of their background. The road ahead would not be easy. Change never is. But this speech marked a beginning, one filled with courage, compassion, and the unwavering belief that the church could be a true force for good in the world. As his final words echoed through the square, the crowd erupted into thunderous applause. Some wept, others embraced, and many stood in awe, knowing they had just witnessed history in the making. This was more than a speech. It was a turning point, a new chapter for the Catholic Church and for the world. Pope Dear. Tagle had set the course. Now all that remained was to walk the path.